Hello you all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Queen Aqua, Jakayla Brian. In this video, I thought that I would talk about falling in love. And as you can see before I get started, I have restarted my lock journey over. So I cannot wait to take you all along this year with these beautiful set of locks, okay? I may do a separate video on why I cut my last set of locks off in June or July of last year, but I would not be talking about this in this video. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get off into it. Now I want to talk about falling in love. Now I have my notes here, so I'm going to be looking down and reading real quickly, okay? So as Alan Watts once said, in madness lies sanity. So I said, giving ourselves up for love is madness, and we may know it due to the fact we give a lot up for one person. Now the reason why I say that is because, well, and this is a man and a woman, we give a lot up to fulfill the other person, because we want to be in a relationship with them. We want a future with them. We want things to work, right? But because we are conditioned by society that is the dream in which to start a family or build a home, etc., we then look at it as quite sane, although it is not. Though we still never accept the full change because it wasn't quite for us, instead for someone else and the dream, okay? Now why I say that is, we look at when we give ourselves up to someone to, fulfill a connection, a relation, and not everyone will agree with me, okay? So, just keep the negativity away, okay? But when we do that, and we give ourselves up, because that is, just what society has just stemmed within us, you have to compromise, you have to do this and that, to make it in this relationship, so that this person doesn't leave you, so that you can have that home or that family, that dream car, or that land, the property, or whatever it is, the ring, okay, whatever it is, right? It's insane. It's really insane. But because of society, we then look at it as it's peaceful. This is what peace looks like to us. This is what peace is. This is what it looks like in all reality. It's not. So that is why it says, in madness lies sanity, because when you are doing something by society and not really, for yourself, it drives you mad. It can drive you completely mad. And within madness lies sanity, because that is the dream, right? That is what, we have been brainwashed to be conditioned to work towards, right? To accept, right? And that just doesn't fly by with me. Now, yes, I have done that, but I am in this mist, in this shift that, why should I compromise? Why should I compromise? If something just isn't working, if a person cannot accept me for who I am, if this relationship just cannot work, although we are opposites and things of that nature, which to me is a beautiful thing, because you learn from each other, then this is just a waste. And I will not sit here in madness and just look at that as peaceful, because it's not. I'm unhappy, right? I'm unhappy, and I know it's a lot of people out there who are unhappy, living in madness, okay, who may be depressed and have anxiety, and who is always stressed because you're trying to please this other person, and most of the times they don't even care. They don't even care what you are wearing, the makeup that you have on, how your hair looks, the new shoes, right? What you have brought them, or what you are cooking, it doesn't matter. you know. Now then I say, we lose touch when we fall in love. We must instead go up in love or rise in love. And that is the true act of being. See, when you fall in love, you lose yourself. Am I right? Because you're falling. It's almost like you're falling flat on your face. You know, yeah, you're being the fool and you're taking that leap. But at the same time, when it comes to love, you know, fall in love with yourself. Because at least when you fall, you have yourself, right? You know, yourself is there. You is there. Your reflection is there. That's you, right? Your shadow, that's all you. But when you're falling in love with someone else, when you reach that bottom, they may not always be there when you fall in love. So just be in love, you know, or rise in love. You know, you need to rise in love, not fall in love, because you will lose yourself. You will lose all of your interest and things of that matter. Things that you were once passionate about. It goes out of the door because now you are conditioned to compromise and you are conditioned to, you know, just make them happy and fulfill them so that, you know, their needs are taken care of. And your needs are rarely taken care of, but their needs may always be taken care of. When we fall for everything, and sometimes stick around when there is completely nothing left being given to you. But because you've fallen, you've given yourself up, and now fears have changed. We must all be willing to change when something isn't working out. Now, I say that part, you know, it is completely nothing left. When you fall, you know, it's just, y'all, you know. And when you fall in love for a person, you are sticking around for everything. You are sticking around for their downs, okay? For their downs, for their burdens, whatever they are going through. Yes, you know, you be a partner in that of that matter. But if it's not being reciprocated, baby, it's time to rise up again and go your own way. You know what I'm saying? It's time to rise up and go your own way. And that is why it is not healthy to fall in love, because you let go of yourself. And I'm speaking from experience here, you know, and I know I'm not the only person who have fallen in love and forgotten who they were, forgotten all of the things that they were in love with, that they were passionate about, their hobbies and such, their families, right? Have left maybe their jobs or something, who ended up not even sewing clothes anymore as a hobby to relieve their stress. Now they got to do other things that is quite stressful to help another person relieve their stress. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't. And I'm speaking from experience. You know, I don't put out anything on my podcast, on my YouTube, on my blog, my website, nothing that I have not personally gone through. When you stick around, you know, you is accepting every single thing. So falling out of love, well, see, it's the opposite result. But it comes with time, much time needed to heal, to really take care of self again, to reconnect with our true being and dive back into our creativity. You know, when you fall in love, it is one thing, right? But when you are rising out of love, to fall back in love with yourself, because all you're gonna have is you there, you know. But you won't necessarily be falling in love with you, but you're going to be in love with yourself. You're going to be in love with yourself. So let me correct that. Don't fall in love with yourself, because if you fall in love with yourself, you won't even be open to receive love from nobody else. It's going to be that, you know, just that cold shoulder. A lot of loving people around you are going to get that cold shoulder. Okay? And it may be people who you actually love, but you won't be able to verbally speak it, to accept it, okay, to nourish it. You won't be able to, because you're so far off into yourself. And that's not what it's about either. You do want to love others. You want to nurture others who nurture you. You want to care for others who care for you. Okay? You want to, you know, Listen, when someone is respecting you by love, you respect them too. Okay? You you respect them too, you know? Now, the reason why I say it is the opposite, because when you are rising out of love from somebody else, you come back to yourself, you come back to your creativity, okay? You just come back to your truth. You come back to your truth, you come back to your purpose. But all of that, it does not happen overnight, because you got to think about how far you fell for this person. You was probably up here and that person was down here, and you fell all the way down over rocks and streams and whatever it is, mountain tops, and I don't know, hell, you just came from the sky and just fell down to the ground. I'm not saying that the ground is something bad. It's grounding, right? And that is the reason why we sometimes tend to fall in love, because that person, they're grounding us, right? They're our ground. Am I correct? It was a spider web. Maybe a spider somewhere nearby. Let me help and wrap this up, y'all. But yes, but you have to think about. Ooh, I'm sorry, y'all. I think there's a spider somewhere. You have to think about how far you have failed, and then now you got to calculate. Okay, so what I got? How long? Or how am I going to get from here to back up there? It's gonna take time, but the most thing about it is you don't supposed to really calculate by time. You don't supposed to, because it can take longer than you expected. So don't put a time on your healing. Don't put a time on to when you supposed to be at the top while you are rising out of love. Okay, it takes time, and through that time you're healing through every crack, all the deceit, all the lies, all the stress, all the burdens, all of that, because this is how you have to come back to yourself. It's levels to this shit, you know what I'm saying? It's levels. So you have to take your time, okay? But don't put time in the equation, if that makes sense. You have your patience. Have your patience, okay? The sun is going down, y'all, and I'm losing my light. But it takes time, okay? It takes time. But have your patience, okay? Have your patience, Now, speaking from experience, me falling in love, I didn't fall in love until maybe 6 to 8 months in, and probably even longer than that, because I don't fall in love very easily. It wasn't until this certain person, he got in an accident, and I was, of course, the first person to know, and by that I just felt very special. I'm like, yeah, this person, he's and I knew that person loved me, but I wasn't in love. I was really all about me at that point. I really was. And then it was just when I fell in love, we had some great moments, some good times, and it wasn't until everything just kind of started to go down, I realized that I lost myself, because I fell in love, and I gave all this person all of me, my power, what I worked hard for, all of my energy. I took on their burdens, to the point where I'm asking them, are you okay? Or every single day, are you okay? Be safe. But I never got that back in return. And the reason why, it's like I put myself out there as being so strong, as being such a strong person, that I can handle me and them, but I really couldn't. Ooh, the sun hitting now, y'all. But I really couldn't. It was only so much that I could handle. So it took a toll on me. It took a toll on me to the point where I lost myself. I have a podcast. It's going to be the first thing linked down below, and I talk about it. I lost myself in my relationship, but now I'm finding me, because the season is about me, and you do have to make a few seasons about you when you're rising out of love. Within this stage in my life, I am rising out of love. I'm not all the way there. I'm about here because it's been a lot of detaching already. It does hurt up in a way because I felt safe. And like I say, when you fall in love, that person grounds you. So that is your ground. That's where you come back to every time. That is what protects you, what makes you feel safe. And no matter what the condition of the relationship is, and I'm speaking, whether if it is healthy or toxic, abusive, when we do have a person that grounds us, and we can depend upon them, we stay there. We stay there and we stick by their side, because it's a commitment. And we fell in love. So now we have to compromise, or that's where we are conditioned to believe that we have to compromise no matter what the relationship is. It can be pretty tough when you are falling in love. We do lose ourselves. We lose our freedom. And I know that a lot of maybe married people or people who in relationships say, no, I still have my freedom. No, you don't. No, you don't. You have some freedom, but you don't have all of your freedom because you fell in love. And the reason why I say that is because when you begin to rise out of love, you're going to realize, damn, this right here, I'm free. And when you say that, that completely means that you have never had your freedom in that relation because you compromised. You started to live by society's norm. You changed into a person that person, wanted to love on. And everyone changes in their relationship, whether if it is your hairstyle, the clothes that you wear. Now, me as being an Aquarius, I'm gonna just say I don't like to change anything about me because the way that I dress and my hair, the colors on my fingernails, my toenails is how I express myself. As being an Aquarius, we are the free spirits of the zodiac, okay? We are the hippies of the zodiac, okay? We are the 70s and the 60s lovers, so we live by a color, a person who I have departed from. I remember they were telling me that, oh, you don't need to wear that, you're showing your skin, like go in there and change. I'm like, change what? But this is me. I can't change everything to make you happy, to fulfill you. Like, what about me? That means I am completely forgetting about me. I have no space to live. And that is what happens when we fall in love. We don't have a space to live. Yeah, we're living, and yeah, we have a space to live in, but we don't have a space to live. Sometimes we can barely breathe, and this is why a lot of couples, or when you are married or whatever your relationship is, you do need time to get away from each other so that you can miss each other. Because in that moment when you are away, you realize a lot of people wear these different things, they talk differently. They get to say what they want to say, or hang with who they want to hang with. It's a lot of things when you're falling in love. You're giving up your friendships, okay? You're giving up a lot of things, a lot of habits that probably even wasn't bad habits, But if it's not what your partner wants, it's not what they want, and you gotta compromise, And I do know that when you're in a relationship, a lot of things, they do change for the better. But you need to be willing to change things for yourself, not for others. It got to be for yourself first, because when you change for others, you aren't truly happy. And that is why in madness lies sanity. It's your girl, Jakayla Breon, the Queen Aqua Aquarius, that is, okay? Please go down below and check out my podcast episode, my herbal tea, my Soothe Me Down and Now herbal tea. You can actually pre-order now if you need to calm your anxiety, okay? If you have stomach issues, Crohn's disease, gastritis, like me, or anything just going on with your stomach, all that gas have been there, you know, you need to release it. You need to calm the inflammation or get rid of your inflammation. If you have trouble sleeping at night, this tea is going to soothe you down and lay you down, baby. Okay, go and check that out. Okay, please support your girl. I love you all so much, and thank you all for tuning in. And be sure to check out the last video, which will be linked down below as well, and continue to run up my old videos as well. Okay, and I think I'm going to do maybe a talk about mushrooms, because I still do get a lot of comments about those videos. So yeah, just go and check those out. All right, and the next video we may be talking about the locks. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, you all will see. I actually do have a lot of more things to talk about before the locks, but I would like to talk about that and let you all know why I cut them off and why I am starting them again. So yeah, all right, y'all, bye.